which was really like interesting to me. But they answered it in a way that all the colors were the same, and I wanted them to not do that because I wanted to change up the colors.
Yeah.
With like, because I know how to work with resource packs in Minecraft.
Very creative.
Yeah.
Which obviously we know considering the artist's background.
Yeah. I love doing visually things because
Yeah.
like my whole thing is Minecraft is just a load of blocks. It's not like visually like like it's not a lot like you can do. It's just a lot of blocks and pixels. So my whole thing is I want to make something that inspires other people to make something that is beautiful. Which was the whole thing. Which happened because someone recently came up with a game that I played on stream yesterday.
Someone literally, someone used inspiration from something that Guqqie created and literally made an actual game you can play. Which is like, I think that as a creator and an artist, that's like the peak of what you could happen.
Because that's what I want. That's
someone to make something that is that inspired by something you've done.
It was amazing as well.
That's actually crazy. Like I remember, like coming from that, it's when someone wrote a song for me, which was this was back in 2021. But someone wrote a song for one of my characters, and then I think there's 3 or 4 songs now about my character, aimsey. Because honestly, shout out to all the people who love my character, aimsey. As you guys know, very, very close to my heart too. And it's very, very cute to see how much it means to people, that little character. And I think it's fair enough. You know, they are truly the human embodiment of grief and perseverance and everything like that. And I remember the first time I saw like someone even do fan art, I was like,
it's so cool.
I was taken aback, and now I get to the people making songs, and people are doing all this, and I'm like, this character isn't even a thing anymore. I don't play this character anymore, but people still find new things to talk about them.
It's the same with ᴛＧန့ie, because ᴛＧ뾱ee, I killed off that character, because I remember my whole mindset with that character was, like, the reason I was doing that whole finale with ᴛG뾱ee was because I'm going to do this finale, and then I'm going to slowly fade out of the community and leave, because in my head, I had gotten my peak in content creation, and I was like, everything that I worked towards kind of, like, went away. Yeah. I didn't really have a reason to stay, so I was like, you know what, I might as well give this character the finish off that I wanted to, because I put so much work into that character. Yeah. I was working, like, a job from, like 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. every day, streaming at 6 p.m. Yeah. Like, constantly doing, like, I was exhausted. I'm working on this character. Like, I come home from work, write this character, then stream, and just do all this. Yeah. And then I remember the server that it was on got announced as ended. And I was like, man, I put so much work into this, and now it's just gonna be gone. And I know a lot of people really liked that character because I remember I'd go live with, like, lore or, like, storytelling with that character, and I'd go to 700 viewers, naturally. But then every other of my streams would be like 30 viewers, 30 to 40 viewers. Yep. And then I remember it was announced ended, and then I went down to 10 viewers. Like, my drop was huge. Like, I had such a weird fluctuating viewer. Yeah. Yeah. So then I was like, you know what? I'm going to put all of my effort into this character.
And then leave.
Yeah.
And then I came in.
And then you came along. Because we knew each other before that anyway.
This is the funny story of mine and your timeline. Because we have a very interesting timeline. Yeah. Which is very funny because I feel like I can say that with a lot of my friendships, but this is, like, mine and yours is very significant in the way in which me and Guqqie knew each other in 2021.
Yeah, like summertime 2021.
What? September. Was it summertime? Yeah. And we knew each other, and immediately, like, it wasn't in a way like we became friends or anything like that. It was just we immediately, like, we got on.
Yeah, we could message each other and be like,
we immediately got on. And then a lot of stuff happened behind the scenes, not involving me and you, but involving us with other people.
We were in, like, separate groups.
We were in separate groups off stream. Yeah. And then stuff kind of went down between the two groups. Stuff went down. Yes. Yeah, a little bit of stuff. And then what happened then, obviously, is the server we were on was announced as finished. Yeah.
But, like, there's no, like, concluded.
There was no conclusion. It was finished, and I was kind of like, okay, it's done, and that was it. Then we moved to December time, and you're doing this finale, and you asked me if I want my skin in it. Yeah. And I just replied to you, and I'm like, I can do a scene if you want. Like, I can do something. And you're kind of like, yeah, sure, why not? And it was so funny because still I find it hilarious that our most significant lore moment or storytelling moment throughout all of our career is that one scene from that
Everyone brings it up
Which means like it is like even people now still bring up that the two quotes.
It gets compared.
Yeah, it gets compared to that one quote that we did during that, which was a whole improvised scene. It was feelings, it was emotional, and it was the first time we'd actually spoken to each other properly in
First time we did
months.
First time we did lore
together in months. All right, we hadn't spoke, and what was funny then is that kind of snowballed, and then we became friends. And then we got close, and then we met up in March.
Yeah.
And I was going through a really rough time, and it was crazy. It is absolutely wild to me that something that was meant to finish your career,
supposed to finish off my like whole thing,
started us, which is very interesting.
Which is really nice. Yeah, I like it because I remember that stream so vividly. Because I was in a VC with a load of people, and they were like, because no one knew what I was doing with this. I kept it under my wraps. I was like, these are all my things. This is what I'm doing. People only knew what scenes they were in. Like, you knew nothing. You were like, when am I in it? Like, you were texting me during it. No one knew I was going to kill off the character. I remember I was told I wasn't allowed to kill off the character. I did it anyway, because of my character. Also, in it, there's like a scene, like the graphic scene with the portal. And I remember bringing that up, and I was told, no, don't do that. That's too gruesome. And I was like, I did it anyway. Yeah. Because I was like, this is my character. I'm going to finish it off how I want to. I did the scene. I did the whole thing, and I remember watching the chat at the end. Because people were watching the stream didn't even know my character. Yeah. And the way I structured the stream, or like the whole thing, was because I was like introducing you to the character. Here, sympathize with this character. They kind of like are going through a hard time. And then the way it ends, obviously like the character like jumping. It's really sad. Mm-hmm. And like I remember seeing people, like I remember we got to the tower and people were like making jokes, like, oh, go on, like as a bit in chat. But then when it got to it, people were like, oh no shot. Yeah. No shot is going to happen.
Because even I was shocked.
Yeah, and then it happened, and then the credits rolled, and everyone was like, what? Yeah. And then people still talk about it now.
Which is good. It's a good, you've made an impact.
It's strange to me. It's strange to me that the character made an impact, so I was going to leave after that. I'd be like, okay, that's my thing.
I don't know, I think it's weird, because I feel like, I don't know. It's like I said, it's funny how something that was meant to end, like, started. And
yeah, how it ended started.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is wild.
Because from there it's been up for me. Like I've made 2 more characters since, well, technically 3 more characters since then. Yeah. And
bird. Sorry, it's you. It's me. You guys can't see what we just referenced. I'm so sorry. There's a bird over there, and it makes me laugh. There's a bird, and it makes me giggle every single time I look over at it. But yeah. Anyway,
you know, since then. All I've wanted to do is top that. Yeah. Because even though I'm really proud of that character and what it did and where it's gotten me, I don't want that to be all that people know me for. Which is why I'm really happy people have clung onto the ARG character. Yeah. Because in contrast, like, it's the most different character I've done. Because that one, like, Guqqie and Guqqie are both, like, kind of, like, nice, like, oh, the sad little guys. And then ARG Guqqie's just this villain who, like, does all these atrocious things and is just a scary character. Like, it's and that's like doing Minecraft lore has made me realize that I don't want to just go into animation anymore. It's made me realize that I want to direct things. And
is that what you think you would like to go from, like, streaming?
Yeah, I think I'd like to, because I've done so much cinematic stuff in Minecraft. Like I've storyboarded out. I storyboard out my lore streams. Yeah. Which is that, I don't know if that a lot of people do that. Yeah, like I do certain shots, I make certain scenes, like the meadow, like I pick on certain things so artists get inspiration for it, because that's my artist brain going. And I think that's such a, like, I have my brain works very differently to how other content creators does work, because I see myself as an artist before a content creator. And I think I'm lucky that I have the content creator title, because otherwise...
You can use it to push other things you're doing, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Because this merch that I came out with is based off of my own OC, and all original art that I've made myself. But if an artist came
I was about to get into this.
If an artist that isn't, like, considered a content creator, by the way, artists are content creators. They create content. Yeah. If an artist comes out with their own merch based off of their own OCs, they'll get slandered for it. Like, why are you trying to monetize your work?
Listen, I'm gonna say this now. if you are someone out there who has ever made fun or has ever gone after or anything like that of a creator or someone who makes art and creates amazing art for creating their own merch, you are so dumb.
Yeah.
And I'm going to explain why. The reason being is these are people who are creating something. They are a content creator. You do know content creators are allowed to have other interests, right? Like, it's the same thing, for example, if I, you know, it's like, you know, this is like, obviously I ramble about the things I love so much. I mean, Night in the Woods, I've done many streams about on Adventure Time, and it's like, why, and if you don't know what I'm referencing here, I'll explain in a second, why are fan artists not allowed to make their own stuff too? And I'll explain.
Everyone
like,
starts somewhere.
There's like one, like listen, if you are a creator out there, if you make your own merch or anything like that, and you also happen to have interests in other creators as well as, like, you know, you like to watch things, that is completely fine. Make your own art. Don't let people ridicule you or even try and put you down for you're a fan that's making stuff. Because guys, I am a fan that makes stuff.
I am also a fan
I have
that
my own
makes
fucking
things.
podcast and I'm an Adventure Time stan, okay? Shut up.
Listen, I started making Among Us OCs,
Yeah,
all right? And now I'm here.
I'm a massive Adventure Time fan, all right? And I have a fucking podcast, all right? You're allowed to like things. Don't let people make you feel weird for that. Anyway, shout out Neff.
There's also a thing, though, that people will always come into chat and be like, have you seen the show yet? And I'm like, yeah, I have seen the show, but if you see an artist make art of it, like, it's going to be like, fan artist.
Yeah. And that's the thing, I feel like that's another thing where it's like, I don't know, I feel like the internet's very, very quick to Kyle. Oh my god, I can see chat! Chat! What are you guys doing there?
My god, little guys!
You? No! Surely not! Look at you guys! Yay! Yippee! Hello everyone! Hi! I see you! Oh my god, look at you! Sorry, we got distracted. I'm so sorry. I got very excited.
But I hate that people separate fan artists from artists. I hate that they're two separate titles.
Yeah.
Because
100%.
artists find inspiration everywhere.
Yeah.
That's what annoys me, because, like, you could go outside and get inspiration from, like, the landscape, right? And you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna make art based off this landscape. And then you watch a show and you're like, oh my god, I really like that scene. I'm gonna make an art piece based off that scene. I hate that one of those is considered, like, they're considered different.
Yeah.
Just because of the medium that you take inspiration from.
Sorry,
like,
I get
you're
distracted
good.
easily. Sorry, my bad. I got distracted. My little guys are around. These are my little guys, okay? I'm getting distracted. But yeah, exactly. I completely agree. I feel like the internet is very interesting in a way where they pick and choose what goes and what doesn't.
Yeah.
And that's a very interesting thing. And it's, you know, what also makes me laugh sometimes is, like, all it takes is one person who has a bigger voice to say, hey, don't do that. And they're like, okay.
Oh my
it's
god.
Like
I
remember when people were like going like after a very, very popular and very talented creator in the internet circle for making merch. And I bought their merch. Like,
the merch is great.
And I immediately I replied to his tweet and I was like, this is fucking sick. And it's like, and that's the thing, it takes, all you gotta do is, like, it's one of the things that obviously me and Guqqie is sitting here and being like, you know, like, these things are weird. That's why I'm just like, yeah, don't be weird. I don't understand
why people get so annoyed over the tiniest things that don't impact them at all. Let an artist monetize their art.
Let an artist monetize their
God forbid an artist is making money.
This is why I'm gonna be honest. You guys, hello! Oh my god!
Do you want some?
I almost killed you. I'm really sorry. My bad. Oh my god, if it fell, that would be awful. But anyway, what I was saying is, like, this is why I let people make merch of me. Like
that's why I was so excited.
It's one of those things that when people I always get people in my chat being like, oh, can I? Is it okay if I sell merch of you? And I'm like, yes.
It's your art. Do whatever you want. I don't care if it was inspired by me. Like, sell it. You made that.
If something I have done has inspired you that far, that you want to actually make clothing of it.
Go ahead.
Going. Like,
send me the link so I can buy it.
Yeah, like send me the link so I can get it myself. Like, that is absolutely fucking incredible, and I think a lot of people need to, like, realize that. But I don't know. It's I don't know. It's very. We're in a very interesting space as creators right now. I feel like a lot of people need to realize that, you know, there's a lot of different things going on online, and obviously, like, even like communities are noticing it when it comes to stuff like Twitch and YouTube and views and everything like that. We're obviously significantly dropping because there is a lot of new mediums coming into play. Also, it's just this time of year, and it's very.
Also, not everyone's in lockdown anymore,
Yeah,
so people are going back to their lives.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's very interesting. Sorry, I'm so distracted. You guys are just looking. You look great. Also, do you guys have any conversations you want us to talk about? Put it here, and I will read it right now and pretend I haven't. We'll cut this out in the normal one. Don't worry about it. But look at you guys. Look at you guys spamming little emotes. You're all adorable. You're adorable.
Look, it does.
You're adorable.
My emotes are still blonde now.
I know.
I need to change it because my hair will be pink.
I've got a question for you.
What is
I have a question that someone asked me that's so
Okay,
cool.
ask me the question.
If you would ever dye your hair, what color? If you have never done it before, because I don't know. I'm a random chat.
I have dyed my hair pink, and I will dye it pink again because I like it a lot. I think it suits me.
Got it. Thank you so much. I needed that. That was very important. Hold on. Original. Wait, hold on. I'm watching. I'm looking. You guys are saying yippee. What is that going to do for me?
Let's talk about EP. So, like, what's your thoughts?
Wait, how did you and... Okay, so how did we meet properly? Wait, should we talk about the first time we met? Like, in real life?
In real life?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you guys want to know the story of what me and Guqqie were like when we first met?
Do they know about the airport story? No. So, like, okay. So,
Oh my god, the fucking airport story!
So, I landed, and this is my first time going into this specific airport, and I didn't know what terminal I was in. There was, like, a north and a south terminal, and Amy was like, what terminal are you in? And I was like... And I looked to the wall, and... I want to just put out that I had already planned the entire itinerary for this day. The thing with me is I can either go with the flow. I'm nowhere in between. I can't be. Where my brain is either on 100%, I have no idea what I'm doing, I'm going with the flow, or I'm on the other way where I have to schedule every single time for every single moment of every single day of every single time, or I will go crazy. And I can't be in the middle of that. So I had already planned this entire day based on this itinerary. So I had like this amount of time to get to Guqqie, to pick Guqqie up from the airport, to blah, 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 right? Continue. So I was like, what terminal am I in?
I have that knowledge before we get into the story. Proceed.
So I'm like, what terminal am I in?
Yeah.
And I look at the wall, and there's signs, and it said North Terminal. That's all I read. And I was like, I'm in North Terminal. I didn't know there was an arrow pointing to the stairs to bring me to the North Terminal. I want to explain what Guqqie just said, basically. So there was a sign, right, that was saying North Terminal. What that sign was saying was, this is the way to the North Terminal. Which means Guqqie was in the South Terminal this entire time. So... because I'm already in South Terminal at this point, right? Me and Brooke, we are at South Terminal, right? And I'm sitting there. See them. And I'm like, okay, where are you? And Guqqie turns around, and Guqqie's like, oh, I'm at the North Terminal, because the sign says. So I'm like, okay, that's a bit weird, considering it said your flight was going to be here, but that's fine, we'll go to the North. So we go all the way on a train to the North Terminal. We're waiting there for a bit, and Guqqie's like, oh, where are you guys? You're like, we're
that's
at the
crazy.
Boots.
I don't know where you guys are. So Guqqie's like, oh, I'm at Boots. So I'm like, I'm at Boots, and I'm like, you're not. Because
we're at Boots.
So then Guqqie sends me a selfie. In the background, it has the sign that says, welcome to the South Terminal. No, welcome to South Terminal. And I'm like, I'm not even kidding. This was what I do. I send a voice note. And it's just, Guqqie, you are at South Terminal! In all high screech pitch. And Guqqie's like, oh yeah. Didn't realise, my bad. So I'm already like, I'm already losing it. So then I'm, not actually by the way, I didn't actually mind. But at the moment I was like,
you're stressed.
I was stressed.
So I was just sitting at the
So I run, like the nice person I am, I make my skiddy little way over and I come to get you.
And you skid over to me on a suitcase and I was like, oh my God. Listen. And I gave you a hug. And then we left.
I literally I will never get over it because you literally sent me the selfie and in the background was the arrow pointing to the way to the North Terminal being like, welcome to South Terminal.
I'm dyslexic. I can't read.
Can you not read arrows? Because that's
the
way you were fucking going.
I'm also directionally challenged. I don't know my
I can fucking tell. Jesus Christ. I almost got lost on you.
Wait, fast forward to the next time.
Oh my God, it happened. Oh my God, it happened the second fucking time. I picked up Guqqie from the goddamn airport and I literally said, do you know what I said? I said, hey, make sure we're at the right one this time. Guess what this bitch did? The wrong goddamn terminal.
No. You just assumed I was was at the South
Yeah,
Terminal.
because you told me it was at that one. You liar.
No, you assumed because the last time I landed in the South Terminal, because the North Terminal the first time was getting work done, so that's why I landed in the South Terminal.
I feel like a stressed mother of three
So
right now. I'm having a terrible time.
The South Terminal.
I'm gonna pop a vein.
In the North Terminal.
I need my coffee.
And then I walk out and Amy's not there, and I was like, "Hi, I'm at the door."
I remember you were like, so.
No, I saved your
no,
phone in the boots.
I'm gonna explain. Okay, there is a tell. Guqqie has a tell. You know, when you're dating someone, you're able to pick up on tells. But I knew this before we were even dating.
Because we were really,
we were very close friends, and that's the thing that a lot of people don't know. Well, you probably do. That me and Guqqie were best friends before we started dating. And if you want to see, we still are.
No one's taking that title.
You're my number one.
No one. No one. It's my title.
Am I your best friend? Yeah. Thanks. Anyway.
Except Michaela.
I was gonna say Michaela! Also Michaela. Michaela, you are actually my number one.
I love you.
We love you, Michaela. Can we just have a segment to just talk about Michaela?
Oh
my god. You guys don't know Michaela Dark Eyebrows. Michaela Dark Eyebrows is one of my favorite humans in the entire world. If it came to a life or death situation where all of my friends were on one side and then Michaela was on the other, I would use both of my hands to carry Michaela up. I would not care about the others. Michaela Dark Eyebrows, I love you. I love you so much.
Thanks.
You're your girlfriend.
Okay. I'm on a different ledge.
You're on the other ledge over there. I'm still not using my hands to get you up. I'll move my leg. I'll be like, come on, grab it.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Oh, it doesn't reach. Oh, so sad. But anyway, what was I saying?
Speaking of the first Brighton trip,
I had a
remember
story.
when everyone said I was a fan? Remember that?
You were.
That one Facebook post where they posted a photo of me, you, and Ran, all three of us in Heather's jackets.
Can I ask you, what has any good ever came from Facebook?
That's true. I was never allowed to have a Facebook growing up.
I was, but only because my mum wanted someone to play Farmville with. So
Aww.
my mum made me a Facebook account just because then I could give her Farmville points. Because if you were friends with someone, if anyone here knows Farmville or anyone had the shared experience, yeah, that was it. It's because you could send points to each other or something like that. Yeah, that was it basically. What were we saying before that I picked up the second time? So I remember she said to you like, okay, this is what it is. I remember. So the thing with Guqqie has a tell when they've done something, which is always, okay, so funny story, and it's always like this. It'll be okay, so ... Funny story ... And every single time my response is always just in all capitals, just what the fuck have you done now? Like what have you done now? I need to know. But oh my god. It's not funny. It's not funny. It's just not.
It is funny.
It's just not. It's just not funny. What I was gonna say is, there are a lot of things about obviously mine and Guqqie's relationship that I like to keep to us.
I'm gatekeeping it.
Yeah, we're gatekeeping a lot of information. Obviously, we have a public relationship now, but there's a lot of information I want to keep, like obviously our anniversary day and stuff like that.
It's also hard when you're in a public relationship to have the private things because it's strange because this is like my first relationship. Amy's my first partner. So, this is, all firsts for me, and it's strange having firsts and being in the public eye. Yeah. So, I want to keep as many of those firsts.
But, funny. Why are you all saying my funny? Did I say it?
I said it.
You steal my mannerisms. Guqqie steals my mannerisms all the time.
I'm a sponge.
You're a sponge. You sponge my mannerisms. Funny. But what I was going to say is, there is one thing. I know a lot of people did ask this, because I asked what questions you guys want to know. And a big thing people wanted to know about us is who made the first move.
I'm the Wizard of Oz. I really am.
I think we need to see other people.
No.
Actually, I've thought about it. I've calculated it. I'm good. No, actually, stop that. It was actually Guqqie.
I also asked you to be my Valentine, and then you left me on Valentine's Day. So my first Valentine's Day was not.
That is not okay. Actually, I was with you for most of the day. You liar. You're a liar. Liar. I was with you for most of that.
Yeah, I was the one to make all the moves.
You lich weren't.
I lich was. I asked you out. What else did I do? I asked you to be a Valentine.
You only asked me to be a Valentine because I asked you, are you going to ask me?
No, because I had a whole plan and then none of the stuff got delivered. So I just had to ask you normally, and it was boring.
Boring.
But you said yes, and then you left, so.
You what?
You said yes, and then you
I
left.
had to leave, I'm sorry.
Everyone's
saying ha ha ha. It's not. Shut up.
It is ha ha ha. I agree, chatters.
Shut up. But I'm trying to think of any other stories we've got. I'm trying to think of have there any think of any fan stories about like me with me and you. I remember one significant one, which is
There's one from me from TwitchCon. And it
The one with
was
Scott?
no. When the I can say that, but also the one when the 3 people came up to me, and they found out we were roommates.
Oh my
It
god!
was so funny.
Have you told this story?
I don't think I have.
Okay, go.
So because I don't think I never really did. But I got approached at TwitchCon. You were like separated because I wasn't.
I was. It was when I got swarmed, right?
Yeah, no, it was when you were doing your meet and greet.
My real one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I was this is like the American one.
Yeah.
And I was walking back from the meet and greets because I was like around the area.
Yeah.
And it was right before I got swarmed. And these 3 people came up to me and they're like, hey, like, da-da-da, like, we're doing a video thing. Like, what would you say to aimsey? And I go, you're the worst roommate ever. Like, as a joke. Like, you know, I had to keep the banter up. I had to keep up the shtick that no one knew we were together because we were hiding.
We were wearing matching outfits.
Listen,
we were wearing
matching
matching plaid outfits, as if that's not the gayest thing you've ever heard. Carry on.
Anyway, so these people come to me and they were like, yeah, no, say this, and then they go, you're roommates? And I was like, it was literally like a week prior we announced this, so I was like, they probably just didn't see the newsroom. And I was like, yeah, no, we're roommates. And then one of them goes, and they were roommates. And I was like,
no.
I didn't know
you're those type of gays.
You're
those type of gays.
And I was like,
and it's like, oh no, what do you mean? That's crazy.
I was like, oh my god, I gotta go.
That's crazy. I gotta go.
And then at the Amsterdam TwitchCon,
this is funny.
This is really funny. Me, Amy, and Scott were outside of the hotel, and this is like the point where people were swarming outside the hotel, and it was weird. I don't know why people decided, we're gonna sit outside the hotel because that's not strange.
I've spoken about this already.
You know, but there was just people standing outside, and we came out, and I was standing next to Scott because you were talking to like a few fans, and then this man comes up to me and he goes, so where are you from? And I was like, I'm from Ireland. And he goes, you came all the way from here? And I was like,
come to here?
And I was like, yeah, I did. And I was kind of like, I don't know who this guy is. I'm like, oh yeah. And then he's like, so who's that? Point to Scott. And I was like, oh, that's Scott.
I love this story so much.
And he was like, oh, like, what's he doing? I'm like, oh, he does streaming. He like does MCC and like he's a big content creator on YouTube and stuff. And he goes, oh, and he goes, okay, can he get a photo? And I was like, okay, sure. He turns to Scott and taps him on the shoulder and goes, this girl came all the way from Ireland. Can we please get a photo for her? And I'm just, Scott looks at me and goes, sure. And me and Scott just take this photo. And this man's phone, by the way, not even on my phone, on this guy's phone. And then Amy comes over and goes, we gotta go. And the 3 of us get on this golf cart and drive away. And I turned out, this man was just like,
it's so
not
funny.
knowing that
I was like, okay, what happened? I was getting swarmed at this point. Like, I couldn't even get to the golf cart. And usually what happens is, if you've ever met me at TwitchCon, or you've seen me get swarmed, usually when it's like, I love meeting people. And even when I get swarmed, I'm very chill with like, make sure I see every single person I can.
Being swarmed is scary.
Because like, you've seen where I make sure I see every single person. And
I usually have to be the bad guy. We gotta go.
And I get so upset if I'm not able to, because I know the reason swarming happens is because it's when people aren't able to meet their creator.
Yeah.
So they one person comes up and then everyone does, right? And it happens. It happens. It's going to happen, right?
It's going to happen. It's not out of malicious intent.
But sometimes, obviously, I am neurodivergent, and I get very overwhelmed sometimes. Thanks, man. I get very overwhelmed, especially in big spaces. Which is obviously probably the worst place to get when it comes to TwitchCon, to be overwhelmed, but, you know, it's fine. And sometimes what I'll do is I look at Guqqie, like, dead in the eyes to be like, I need to stop, I need to go.
I'll just swoop in,
and
like,
Guqqie just swoops in and pulls me away, right? And what's really funny is, like, when this was happening, when I was getting swarmed, this guy was talking to you, and then I looked at you at one point, and then you obviously pulled me under the golf cart. That man must have been like, was that person famous? Like, what just happened?
Because, like, I felt too bad trying to be like, actually, I'm not a fan, but, like, I'll never do that. And the thing is, I'll always know when it's...
People know you.
I'll know when people know me, because...
I'm the exact same with you.
It's when me and Ran go out and we get recognized, or you guys get recognized, I'll always offer to take the photo.
Yeah.
And most of the time, they'll say, oh, yeah, go on. Obviously not knowing who I am, and I'm like, that's fair enough. That's because I obviously as well, I'm not going to turn and be like, these people don't know me.
Yeah.
But like, and I'll never hold it against people, because I'm like, I know that people watch Ran and know you from Ran, and they're going to like both of you guys. And like, not everyone's going to know me. And I remember there was like a while where I was like, man, Like, I'm friends with all these people.
All it gives you is motivation to make a standpoint.
No, that's the thing.
And you know what I'll say? Out of all of us, like especially with like last year, I mean, you came out with what, the AIG. You've done like a lot of lore streams. You even made a whole cinematic animatic. Yeah. Like another thing, you've done fucking crazy stuff. Yeah, what did I do last year? I dressed up as Bob Ross.
That's the thing. It drives me to do like content.
Yeah. Gay. I had a meet and greet. Good job, Amy.
It drives me to do content that I'll be recognized for, so people don't know me as extensions to people. Yeah. Because that's my worst thing. That's always my motivation as well, even on the server that we were on before.
Sorry, I keep looking over at the thing. Carry on.
Even on the server we were on before, all of my lore, most of my lore, even on Area Known, is solo. Yeah. Because I feel so bad asking people to be in my lore, because I don't want to inconvenience anyone.
And I'm just like, and then me and ᴄՂ훠 have the same mindset, which is I'm going to annoy everyone as much as I can. And I love that mindset. Me and ᴄՂ낳 are the worst people to put into a VC.
My worst fear is people like seeing I ask them to like be in something with me and them assuming that I want to do it for like views.
I mean, everyone's seen me and ᴄՂ낳. You guys know we're terrible. But yeah, I completely get you. I was gonna say a related topic to the when we have tells with me and you when we're out in public, where it's the I tell. Me and Guqqie actually, like, we have a lot of different tells for each other when we're out in public if we need to like do something or go, if one of us is getting really overwhelmed.
The hand squeeze thing as well.
Yeah, we've got like a hand squeeze thing. We'll do it's 5 squeezes, because there are also times where sometimes I get overwhelmed or something happens and I shut down in a way, and like it's like the best way to explain it is like I completely like it's like my brain like is like, you know what it is? It's the TV static. That's the best way I explain it. Where it's like, imagine like this TV static dial that goes up to 100, and I just can't communicate that. I physically can't tell people that is happening to me.
I can just tell though. That's
and what's happened is like Guqqie will. Guqqie's obviously Guqqie knows when something's happening. So Guqqie will like ask me if I'm okay. And I can't even explain that I'm not. So we came up with a hand tell thing, which is when I squeeze Guqqie's hand 5 times, and that's Guqqie's way of being like, right, we need to go. Whatever we're doing, we're leaving. I don't care. We're dropping it. Yeah. We could even be out like in a restaurant, and Guqqie be like, right, no, we're leaving. We're going home. And
I'll always have things.
And it's
on
and
me.
It's also Guqqie's managed to. Guqqie also, like, every single time we go out, Guqqie will charge her AirPods.
Charge my AirPods.
Charge AirPods, stuff for me to fiddle with or anything like that.
You always have your sickness tablets.
Yeah, sickness tablets on me because it's like Guqqie knows that if I do get into, it's not in a way that's like I obviously do this.
I just like to be prepared.
Yeah, I obviously have these things myself as well in my bag, but obviously in the rare occasion where I don't have like my AirPods or anything like that, and I get overwhelmed. Guqqie has the backups too, which is it's like I think honestly the main goal in life is to find someone that is able to do that for you, because it's like it is very
someone who understands you.
Someone understands you. Because like it's even in like verses in the way of like with you. It's like I know the minute you get overwhelmed, where it's like if it's too loud, and I like immediately I can cover your ears and then I'll take you away. Yeah. I think we're very good at silent communication.
We can tell when the other's off.
Very
without
easily.
Even speaking to each other.
It's
like,
silent communication.